I'm never used to the lives again. I've done a lot, so I can't use the excuse of I haven't done very many, but still not fully used to it. Hello. It's hard to keep chat on sometimes because the stream just like to turn off the chat for no reason.
Okay.
Um,
Your dragon is really pretty.
Thank you. I love like all of yours. They are just so nice. I've actually been subscribed to you for a really long time.
Oh, thank you. I go for kind of like a cartoony style.
Yeah, I do that sometimes, but sometimes I go full out with the realism. Other times I choose for a more cartoony style. Like you can see that in a lot of my old ones.
Yeah.
Like when I made my Protogen, he was pretty cartoony.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Thank you. Um, I had a friend over one time, and she just broke like all of my dragons, and him was specifically the worst. And I don't know how she did that because after a while it was kind of surprising because I make mine quite durable with cardboard rings and pretty much cardboard everything. So it's hard to break, but she still broke 5 of them.
Now, shoot. Okay. So you know my old main, right?
Yeah.
Lapis. Okay, so my cousin did this.
Dang. I'm sorry. But yeah, basically the worst of it was I'd put on him after my friend had tried it because she'd never even heard of dragon puppets. But I put it on and I pulled it out and this happened. I just pulled out the ring.
Ooh. I hate when that happens. That happened to me so many times.
Yeah, and it was a pretty long time ago. And she was also the one who actually broke off this one's little like antennas down here.
Yeah. That butterfly one is also really pretty.
Thank you. That's like everyone's favorite, but it's really old.
I like
I
the my favorite.
hmm? Sorry, I didn't hear that one.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
I just sorry, it's kind of hard because I sometimes I just forget to think of the fact that um my tripod's in a location where I can only really use the dragon with my right hand, but I keep somehow still making dragons that are left-handed.
Yeah. That's really only happened to me once.
Yeah, I've seen people like make that jokes like that on lives, but like 80% of my dragons are left-handed, and I know why. It's because I'm left-handed, but I can't really. It's harder for me to use them, and I still wonder why I would think of doing that.
Yeah.
Um,
I've
do you
never
ever
seen
get?
that before.
Hmm?
I've never seen that one before. Looks
Yeah, this one's like really, really, really old. And I really do not like this character because I was trying to be like trendy. So I tried to make this and then I ended up really hating how it turned out. And the original was much worse because the original had these shine things over the closed eye and it looked like she had her eyes barely open and was like smirking and it looked so disturbing.
hmm. I still like
Uh,
the colors. They're really pretty.
Thank you. Um, do you ever get hate comments that are hilariously creative?
Sort of. I haven't gotten a hate comment for a bit.
Yeah, I get that too. Sometimes I just get none of them, then sometimes I get like 10 of them at a time. And a lot of times when they're really basic, I just assume it's a really little kid. Like no one above the age of 7 sees something like they don't like, and the first thing that comes to mind is just cringe, but they probably even spell it wrong. It's like cring, because they forget the e. Or not furry, but fury, because they forget the other r.
Yeah, I've been called a furry so many times.
Me too, and I will reply to them saying, "I'm not a furry. What about this makes them a furry?" And their replies always make me laugh so hard because it's like, "You're a furry because I see a little stupid furry hand puppet. You must be furry because I." And someone made a really good point. I mentioned that this is no different from the Muppets, and someone made the good point that this is probably less furry than the Muppets. So, but no one bats an eye when it's the Muppets.
Is that an old one?
Yes, it's the second one ever made.
Wow.
And I've noticed the older ones they are, the more likely they are to be broken.
Yeah, my first one really bad.
Yeah, I did not really know what dragon puppets were and how to do it correctly. Have you noticed that when you see a beginning dragon puppeter, they don't have the good movements? Like when I first started, I had the basic movements that were like,
Yeah.
because I didn't really know how to do the mouth movements correctly, and my first videos were really awkward. And I'm glad I didn't get a ton of hate. And I'm glad I didn't get a lot of hate in the very beginning because I probably deserved it, honestly.
Yeah.
My first videos were like, they were my first videos were definitely very cringy because I would I would have like a I I would have a dragon out, but I'd see people doing the hand movements with their other hand, but I didn't really know how to do that. So what I do is I just like sprinkle in my hand for a little bit, and it was really weird. I don't know why I thought of doing that, and I
Yeah,
got comments about
I don't
it.
do it either, so I just don't do it.
I will sometimes do it, but then I think it turns out really looking stupid. So I only use it when it's like absolutely necessary, like I need to hold something
Jackson.
or hold another dragon. Sometimes I do that,
Uh-huh.
but admittedly, I'm still not great at it because I have the problem that where I put my other arm much too in front of the actual dragon, so it'll end up being like out here, and that just makes my arm look really big.
Yeah. Anyway, so do you know my avocado thing that I wear? Like
Uh,
in some of my videos where I have it as a sleeve?
I don't think I've actually seen that one. I might have, but I
Okay,
don't
well,
think.
that one. Oof. I put this on.
Oh yeah, I have seen that. Okay.
I got it the other day. I like it.
Ooh. Ooh. I was gonna get the gloves that a lot of them have, like Zadia has them,
Yeah.
a couple other people have them, but then I just
No, I do
forgot
not
to, I guess.
know where it is. Can you go? Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Um, it seems like right when I start a live, I can just not find any of my dragons, so it's hard because I will go a couple minutes without having a dragon on screen because I can't find one,
Yeah. My
or just
dragons
one
are.
that's not broken. My gosh, how do they get this bad? How did
Sometimes
this?
I randomly find my dragons broken. Like
Yeah,
this one. He's pure flat. Go.
yeah,
I found him. I found him on the floor the other day. He was in my. He was in my dragon thing, but I can't even use him very well.
Yeah. I recently picked up Juniper just to find out.
No. Oh no. Oh man. It's so painful to find out your dragons have been broken.
Yeah,
This one
especially.
the other day.
Oh no.
Um
My personal biggest problem is the jaws just falling off. And I got called out for it. I got called out for it in a video because I threw one of my dragons and the jaw just fell off.
ooh, that sucks.
And I just made I am really surprised no one made the joke that of like, dang, his jaw dropped.
Yeah. Just the other day my Bluebell was hit with a water gun 3 times.
Oh no.
Like you could
But
see the damage.
it was this one and no one knows, but this comes off.
Oh, that sucks.
So in a video, I was in slow motion, I threw it and the jaws came undone.
Man.
You know what? Maybe that's why my dragons are breaking. Maybe it's because I'm throwing them. Yeah, I I was actually the first one to make that video. Even though people kept saying I copied that video, that I was actually the first one to actually make it. But the video where like I was showing the dragons that I hated how they turned out. I got kind of mad at one of them at the end, and I kind of like twisted it and just threw it aggressively, and the it was kind of I didn't plan to do it originally, but it was kind of funny because it's not horribly broken, but it was already pretty broken, and I don't really use it non-satirically anymore.
Yeah.
Like I still use the some of the old ones for transitions, but that's pretty much the extent of it.
I suck at making transitions.
Yeah, me too. I gotten a little better once I figured out that you don't need. I kept trying to do this one where I would transition using a prop sword I have.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
But then I realized, how do I stop the recording? I'm holding the sword and the dragon.
Hmm.
And so I never actually got to make that video. But dude, I think I try to
What?
make lore videos to keep people interested, but whenever I review the lore videos, I always feel like they're so stupid.
Well, like the dragon story times that Zoster Dragon does.
Yeah, and I also do videos where it just kind of like shows something. Like I've posted a couple of them recently, but whenever I see it, I'm just like, it's so weird. I've seen a couple of people do not just the story times, but the funniest thing is I will try to make something. I'm a dark fantasy writer, so when I do the story times, I go all out. And of course, people are not forgiving with the comments saying I'm edgy and stuff like that, which definitely irritates me.
Bro. Like some people will just go up like when you
Exactly. They find if they don't have if they don't have something to hate. I spent like 15 hours on a drawing on a digital drawing that I posted a really long time ago. It was of kind of a growling character that was like a fox character. And
yeah.
I purposely chose to make it look lighthearted until you actually got to the character and he was like snarling and kind of had like he was kind of like crying and snarling, and I was really proud of that piece. And when I posted it, there was a comment came up and just said, "It's okay, but the colors don't fit the piece." Like, who are you? Are you some art critic who can be telling, like, who can be I can count myself as a professional writer. I've been paid to draw. I mean, I've been professional artist because I've been paid to draw. So you can't just say the colors don't fit the piece. Like, dude, and I've definitely gotten comments like that. And on the time that I released my actual favorite dragon, the first comment that came up was, maybe it would look good if you didn't use all markers.
Bro.
Hey, that's rude.
And that just made me laugh so hard because people don't understand how hard it is to use markers. They're not easy to use. It's not like you can just use Crayola markers and make them look like a professional. They're
Crayola.
harder to do than color pencils.
Like, your dragons look professional. Like, really.
Thank you. I had gotten a little bit of a following on other social medias, but never even near what I've gotten now. And it's kind of crazy to think that, like, I'm like a kind of a known part of the Dragon Puppet community, because I had like the most I'd ever had was 600 subscribers, I think, and it wasn't subscribers, 600 followers. And if I had some pretty bad experiences, and now I know which social medias to go and which social medias to not go to. Little tip: if you want to join a second social media, don't choose DeviantArt.
Okay, I don't know what Joey.
I actually got a commission of mine that I made for someone else, taken by like a troll, put over some. It was pornographic, literal pornographic pictures, calling me and a bunch of other artists are BS, but not the abbreviation, and that our lives weren't even worth living if we were drawing this over a picture, probably a screenshot from a porn website. And the person who the thing was, the person that I'd made the commission for is a full-grown adult, and they had to see that with their character that I drew from them.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I don't want to go into what the picture was. It was definitely going against any social media's terms of service. Definitely. I wish I hadn't thought it myself. But the comment was long from that person. The person who I made the commission for got really mad, and they said to the other person, "You're a disgusting person to slander artists like this, and you should not." And that they should just delete their account because their account proves no worth to the website. And the other problem with DeviantArt was pretty much all the people who give you commissions or requests are something called fetish minors, where they have some really weird fetish they try to trick you into drawing. I fell for it once.
What's the point of haters even hating on you? Like, if they hate you so much, then just don't watch their content.
That's more easier than bullying people, because bullying people is not very nice for people in need.
Exactly. That is a great point. I find things that I think I don't like. I find that kind of things that I think but when I see it, I think this content wasn't meant for me. I don't like it. And I will scroll. In the worst cases, I will push the don't recommend this channel button. But that doesn't hurt the creator.
No, it didn't. You kept it to yourself and just let them do what they like.
Yeah, no, though some of the times they were kind of harmful. A lot of the videos, for a little while, kept giving me those videos that were like taking trends but making them weirdly kind of sexual, like Amanda the Adventure and like Poppy Playtime and stuff. And they were putting them in weird outfits and that kind of stuff. And I saw that and I was thinking, gross. What? Why? but I just scrolled past it. I didn't leave a comment saying the animator was a worthless person, though I did feel kind of sad because animating takes a really long time, and someone was probably hired to make that. I hope they were paid well if they had to make that. Exactly. Bullies do think they are the best and everyone wants to be
I
like them.
can't.
Because it's funny to see haters go and seek validation. It's almost like they're going like, cringe. Am I right, guys? Am I right, guys? Am I right? I'm right. I'm right? Because they're wanting other like. I'm not even a furry, but I've had a lot of anti-furs come after me. Like, they're just trying to get all of these like people who consider themselves anti-furs and a lot of that kind of stuff on their side because it makes them feel happy because they have no one else to tell them that they're right. So they need to go out by saying something about me sucking or someone else
Uh-huh.
who's like and someone else who they don't agree with.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny to see when I was for a while I was only watching YouTube, I wasn't posting, and the content I saw definitely got much worse after I began to post because like I would see some things that were definitely off color on like DeviantArt and Pinterest and a couple of the other sites I was on.
Yeah.
And but then
Well, I gotta go. Hello?
sorry. I thought you were still talking. Didn't want to interrupt you. What were you saying?
Oh, I gotta go, cause my supper is ready.
Oh, okay. Well,
But we can totally do this another time.
I have a question for you.
yeah.
How long does it take to make that dragon?
The shortest ones take about 7 hours. This one here and a couple of my other ones take up to 16 hours.
16?
Yeah, it's multi. I go like a couple hours each day and for like a week until it's finally done. Just working on little details,
Yeah.
drawing little pieces, that kind of stuff. Thank you. They were what I practiced the most because I really like to see um because that's kind of what I want character to be the first thing people notice on my characters.
Yeah,
And
I could tell you do a lot of work on the eyes.
yeah, thank you. It's the reasoning is I never really see dragon puppeteers that add details to the eyes. They either make it all white, all black, or they just use one color, like they just use green. Or
Yeah, the dragon doesn't really pay enough attention to the eyes.
yeah, but
Video.
I understand people there's a lot of haters saying things like, "Oh, how hard can it possibly be? It's just a paper puppet." But no, they don't get the
Well,
fact that it's actually really hard to make.
yeah.
I used to be a YouTuber, but I gave up. Isabel deleted my account, but it's okay.
Oh, why'd you give up?
Yeah.
Because,
She's not allowed on YouTube.
yes.
Oh, well, I mean,
Kimichi-san!
there is a lot of
Kimichi-san!
there is a lot of stuff on there that admittedly I probably shouldn't have been lit on YouTube until I was of age, or at least kept on YouTube Kids. Cause like,
Yeah.
I've never been on YouTube.
I grew up watching like those weird like My Story Animated a lot, and some of them are fine, but I don't seem to find the ones that were very weird. And yeah, and they're not like and if they were real stories submitted by fans, I I
About what happened in their.
and do you know how I know how it's pretty much fake? They say that the stories are submitted by fans. But if they were really submitted by fans, there would be like a link to something, to some website where you could submit your own story to get it on the next video.
Yeah,
Where are they
and
getting
there's
these
this video that
stories
says
from
I'm turning.
fans if there's no place to submit them?
Yeah. And I also I grew up watching this one YouTube.
Also replying to Dragon Noobs, yes you can. If you want to go live with me, I'd be great with that. Sorry, which YouTube did you grow up watching?
Okay, so for 2 years, my first years on YouTube, I watched Cookie Swirl Scene.
Oh my gosh, I just saw a post about it today, and I was laughing because I watched it too, and my parents hated it. Because she would scream.
You know what? I watched the same video over and over.
Me too. I would always, little like 6-year-old me would freak out over like the gingerbread house ones, and she'd be doing that thing where she would scream, and my parents would have like a huge headache and just be like, "Please, just watch anything else. Just watch like your kids show. Watch something, just not this."
You know what? I would wish Bluey came out sooner, so I'd be watching that instead of Cookie Swirl Scene.
Exactly. I have little second cousins who are like all infants, so they all watch Bluey. It's like their favorite show. So sometimes I catch it, I watch them, and I'm just thinking, dang, where was this when I was a kid? I grew up watching the weird stuff. Yeah, or like I I grew up loving the Despicable Me movies because I was a kid, and what kid doesn't love the Minions? I I feel like I've never seen a kid who hasn't loved the Minions. I mean, they're great, but I was just obsessed with them. I was obsessed with kind of everything as a
Say
kid.
hi to
I
Chisa.
don't like the
Um,
Say hi to Chisa.
aw, um,
Don't ask, but Chisa's my dog, and I named her after this piece of cheese.
that's great. I
When I was little, I used to love cheese.
Yeah, but we kind of really gotta go. We stayed an extra 9 minutes.
Okay, well, thank you for joining. I'll probably end after this too, cause yeah.
You're welcome. Have a great week.
Thank you. I hope you have a great week too.
Oh, and happy fall.
Happy autumn to you too. It is the best. Should I end it now? Because I think it'll boot you off after I end it. Goodbye, everyone who came to watch. Thank you so much for joining. Goodbye. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining.